So thighs parallel, heels to the outside of your hips, hands to your thighs, and then closing your eyes. Inhaling deeply, exhaling completely. And then we're going to do Kumbhaka, the breath retention. So inhale for the count of 5, and then you're going to hold the breath in for 2, and then exhale for the count of 5, and hold the breath out for 2. Lifting the chest but keeping the shoulders relaxed. Drawing the navel up and in. And then on the next exhalation, lowering your head, blinking your eyes open. And you're going to take both hands to the left thigh. So keep that lift up through the rib cage, and then turning to look over the left shoulder. So just a gentle traction against the thigh. Shoulders away from ears. And then inhale, come back to centre. Exhale, other side. Yeah, if your knees are... Alison, do you want to sit up on something? Does that help? If you sit on a cushion or... Okay. Lip reading. Okay, back to centre. And then taking your left hand to your rib cage, so just pressing it into the rib cage, lift the opposite arm up, and then leaning over, but you're pressing into the rib cage, so feeling that side stretch. And then inhale, lift the arm away, then press into the other side of the rib, lift the opposite arm up. And leaning over. Okay, and coming up, we're going to, staying in Virasana. So activate the thighs, so you want to lift through the pelvic floor, almost as if you're squeezing your glutes a little, so press the thighs towards the midline, so they're still parallel, and then tuck the pelvis under, tailbone under, bring your palms down. So because if you're up on the block, you're not sitting on the floor between your shins, then don't go back any further, but hug the elbows towards each other, lift the chest. Bring your chin towards your chest and keep that tuck of the tailbone. lifting the chest up, coming up onto your knees, remove the block. So shuffle the knees back a little so you've got space in front of you. We're going to come into puppy. So keep the
full position there to go all the way back in that last position.
yeah, but not if you're sitting on a block or anything. So if your hips are down if your bottom is on the mat between your heels, you're not sitting up on something, then you'll go all the way back, like so. But you only do that if your bottom's on the ground and your knees don't lift when you go back. So that was just a version of
Is that good for the psoas?
That's for your psoas, your hip flexors, but also it helps to stretch across the front of the knees. So it's just opening up the front body here. Okay.
Sorry.
Oh yeah. That's fine. Puppy pose. So taking your hips, so your hips are above knees, your tops of your feet are pressing into the mat, and then slide your hands forward. If you need to, if you can't get your forehead on the mat, you can just prop it on a towel or something, or your block. But otherwise, push the hands away, tip the tailbone up, but keep the hips above the knees, and rest your forehead on the mat. And press the palms down and push them away. Feel that action through the shoulder blades. And keep the tailbone sticking up. So curling the tailbone up. And then inhaling, keep your hips where they are, bring your hands back a little, and we're going to do the shoulder stretch. So you're going to thread the right arm under and use the left hand to keep the left side of the chest lifting, so you can lie down on the outside edge almost of the right shoulder. Keep the left hand pressing into the mat to help with that twist. And then inhaling, coming back up, and go the other side. So now looping the left arm through, lying the back of the shoulder down, the right palm pressing in to rotate the right rib cage up. Okay, then inhale, come back to tabletop. Tuck your toes under, lifting up into down dog. And just in down dog here, just feeling into it, what feels good for you. If you want to slowly paddle the heels or roll the knees under, moving the pelvis. Get some movement through the rib cage. And then walk your feet slowly towards your hands. And rising up to stand. So 3 Surya Namaskar A, and 2 Surya Namaskar B. So we're all seasoned professionals. So we're going to keep going. Standing in mountain. So your choice. If you want to take the more advanced leg action, it's feet together, because it challenges your balance as well. But otherwise, have your feet hip distance apart. If feet are together, it's the big toes touching, but the ankles are slightly apart. Standing mountain for a moment. Inhale and exhale. And inhaling, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, float to Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, rolling into plank, lowering through Chaturanga, pause, and then inhaling, flipping the feet to up dog or cobra. Exhale to down dog, 3 breaths. Activate your Ujjayi breath, breath with sound. Then inhaling, up on your toes, bend your knees, look forward. Come forward to Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana fold. Inhale, rising to Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold to Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, rolling through Chaturanga. Inhaling to up dog or cobra. Exhale to down dog, 3 breaths. Inhale, up on your toes, bend your knees, look forward. Come forward to halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart center. Surya Namaskar B. Inhale to chair pose. Gaze between the thumbs. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga to up dog or cobra. Inhale to down dog. Warrior 1 on the right side, right foot between the hands, drop the left heel. Hips level to the front, palms together, look up. Exhale, palms down. Lower through Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Warrior 1 left side. Up on the inhale. Exhale, palms down. Lower Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog, 3 breaths. So this time when you come forward, you're really going to over-exaggerate the bend the knees. So press through your palms, come up on your toes, bend your knees deeply, look forward, and then come forward to halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees to Utkatasana, chair pose. Squeeze your thighs, lifting up. Exhale, hands to heart center. And again, I'm watching. So inhaling, chair pose. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms down, step back. Roll into plank, lowering through Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale to down dog. Warrior 1 on the right side. Bring your right foot between your hands. Come up on the inhale. Hips to the front. Kate, bring your left hip forward a bit more. And then exhale, folding, palms down, step back, lower through Chaturanga. Squeeze your core, Alison. Drop your knees and then try and get your hips to go down with your shoulders. Inhale to up dog or cobra. Exhale to down dog. Warrior 1 on the left side. Left foot comes forward. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, palms down. Stepping back, lowering through chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale to down dog. 3 breaths. And then inhaling up on your toes, bend your knees really deeply, look forward, come forward to halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, inhale, Utkatasana. Rising up, palms together, exhale, hands to heart center. Well done. So I'm adding in the extra. When you're in down dog and you're going to come forward, so you come up on your toes and bend your knees deeply, because it's a spring. So when you come, you don't have to jump forward, but if you want to, that's an easier way, or it's a tip for doing it, because if you just stick your bottom up and bend your knees, but not too deeply, you don't have much spring in your legs, so hips are high, and if you jump, it tends to be the feet that go up. So it's the hips that you want to go up. So if you bend, you get more light, you've got more air, and you bring the feet forward rather than up. It's the hips that go up. Okay. So, right, come to sit. We're going to do a little bit of core. Yogalates. So, we're going to come from here. Reach your arms forward, really engage the core muscles. So lift up your pelvic floor, draw the navel towards your spine and then suck it up under your rib cage. Shoulders are relaxed, relax your jaw, and you're going to lean back. And if you can either stay with the feet down, but if you can, lift the toes. And we'll do little pulses. 1, 2, really small, lift the toes a little and the chest. 4, 3, 2, 1. Then come up. So what you need to make sure of is that your hips are level, you're in control of your pelvis. So if you get pinching in your lower back, it's because you're losing control here, so you might want to put your feet down. So this time we're going to start from the other way. So lie back, point your toes, so legs are straight, so really feel the backs of the knees stretching. Reach your arms up, hands above shoulders. Squeeze your core, draw the shoulder blades down your back, and then inhale, lift your head and chest a little and lift your feet. Point your fingers towards your toes. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down gently. Okay, still lying on your back. You can bring your hands behind your head, but just resting the arms down. And then we're going to lift the legs up. And then scissor the legs. So touching the heel down just gently. So point the legs, lowering. So really drawing the navel in so you can feel the lower back pressing into the mat. If you can't feel that, you feel that the lower back is lifting, then put one leg down and you just raise and lift one leg at a time. Keep yourself safe. So 2 more each side. Then bend the knees. If you need to change sides, Alison, you've got a little bit more time. So just bend the knees here, just pause a moment. And then we're going to keep the right knee bent. And then you're going to lift and put, so you're going to point, straighten the left leg. Point, lower it to the mat. And then flex the toe, lift the leg back up. Point and lower, flex and lift, point, lower, flex, lift. Same thing, if you can't keep that other leg raised, then you can put one foot on the ground. Press the lower back into the mat, draw the shoulder blades down. Okay, bend the knees, just take a breath. And then do the other side. Not very good at counting these, but so you want to keep one leg raised and bent if you can. If you need to put one foot on the floor, Alison, so it's flex at the ankle to raise, so you're using the back of the thigh, and then point the toe to lower, so you're using the front of the thigh. And use your breath, so exhale, up, inhale, down. So do one more. Then bend the knees, hug the knees into the chest. Okay, straighten your legs on the mat. Lie on your left side. So we're doing straighten the left arm. Have the right palm pressing in front of you. Rest the head down on your arm. Then press your ankles together, legs are straight. Squeeze your core, then inhale, lift both feet off the mat. Keep them there, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower them down, just relax a moment. Then flex at the ankles. We're going to pulse, do little pulses, so raise both ankles off and then just pulse an inch, so you're not touching the ground, but 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower them down. Now you're going to raise the right leg, so not really high, you're in control of it, keep it kind of just above the hip height, and then you're going to raise and lower, just touching the ankles. Three more. 2, 3. Lower it down. Roll onto the other side. I'll switch sides. Actually, I don't need. Arm out. Rest your head. Hand in front of you. Inhale. Squeeze the core and lift both feet off the ground. Flex the ankles. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then lower them down for a moment, and then you're going to lift and pulse, little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7. So keep breathing, keep the core engaged, push through the heels. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the legs and then lift the top leg. Flex at the ankle, and then you're going to lower and raise, so not too high, just touch it down to the other leg and lift, nice and controlled, the descent as well as, this is the last one. Two more. Okay, roll onto your front. Come to sit, legs out in front of you. Sit in staff pose, Dandasana. Then inhale, your arms up. Exhale, reach forward for your feet or your shins. Use your core here, so draw it in and up. And as you then curl forward, you're reaching your chin towards your shins. So it's about the core. Keep the elbows bent if you can. If you're reaching for the feet, you can bind with 2 fingers and a thumb around the big toes, or just hands to the sole of the feet. Use your exhale. Every exhalation trying to reach the chest further forward, extend through the spine, relax the head. And then inhale, rising up. Bring your arms up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take your hands behind you with the fingers pointing towards your hips. So this is reverse plank, Purvottanasana, but if you don't want to do the full pose, which is to point, you're going to roll the thighs inward, point the toes and try and touch the toes down as you lift the hips. You can do it from tabletop. So that's the modification. And you don't have to drop your head back. So if you're going to drop your head back, know that you can bring it back up without using your traps, like just not pinching the neck to squeeze the head up. So just if you want to keep gazing forward, that's fine. So inhale, roll the thighs inwards, point the toes, activate the legs, lifting the hips up, squeeze the forearms towards each other. If you can, you'll lower the head, so squeeze the outer hips, keep rolling the thighs inwards. And then inhale, bring the chin to the chest, lower the hips down. Come into Janu Sirsasana, so bringing, anyway, left leg in, doesn't matter which, we're going to swap. Push through the sole of the right foot, inhale, your arms up. Revolve to fold on the exhale over the straight leg. If you need to have a little bend in it, that's fine. It's more about trying to soften the bent leg, that hip down. If you need to prop the knee a little. It's the same thing as Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold, but you're reaching the chest and the chin towards the shin and then relax the head. Inhale, release the foot, arms come up, palms together, and at the centre line, exhale, change legs. Inhale, revolve, exhale. It's like an action here of taking the tailbone back so that you can bring the front of the pelvis forward. Inhale, coming up, back to centre, exhale, and then coming to down dog. Two more breaths here. Then inhale, lift your right leg up, lower the left heel, three-legged dog. So firstly, roll the thigh under it internally, so the knee is pointing down, point the toe. And then roll the hip out, so roll the right hip open, bend at the knee, point the toe behind you and press back through the palms, straight arms, so that you're looking under the right armpit. And then roll that knee back round, bring the right foot between your hands, feet hip distance apart, come up to high lunge, bring the arms up, sink the hips, lift up through this back thigh. You can keep it bent if you need to. If you've got the strength in the quad and the looseness in the hamstrings, you can straighten the back leg. And then little back bend, so tuck the tailbone under, looking up. So draw the shoulder blades down your back, curl through the upper back to look up. You can either stay here, but if you can, you're going to twist it, the right arm back, left arm forward. Keep the right knee tracking forward. shoulder blades, so you're reaching out through the fingertips, lifting through that back thigh. Then inhale, come back to centre, fingertips down, or palms down, step the right foot back, down dog. Take 2 more breaths. Then inhale, lift the left leg up, point the toe, roll the thigh under, lower the right heel, 3-legged dog. And then roll the left hip open, keep lowering the right heel, bend the left knee and point the toe behind you, opening through that hip. So that twist through the rib cage, looking up under the left arm. Then roll the left knee back down, look forward, bring the left foot between your hands, hip distance apart. Come up, bring the arms up, high lunge. Lift up through the back thigh. Well done, everyone. And either stay there or turn left arm back, right arm forward. Draw the shoulders away from your ears, squeeze the thighs to the midline. And then exhale. Bring the hands down, step back to down dog, and then just come onto your knees for a moment. So I'm going to show you a pose called Wild Thing. And so the pose that we've just done, from 3-legged dog, when you bend the knee and open, well, this is the modification of Wild Thing, which is then to bring your weight into the right palm, but keep the action through the shoulder, legs strong. You're going to drop left toe behind you. You point the right foot, come up on the back, on the left toes, and you reach behind you, lift your hips. And then you roll back into down dog. So you don't have to do it, but if you like to give it a try. Nicola, have you done that one before?
I've tried it before, whether I've done it successfully.
So you don't, obviously you don't have to do it, you can stay in the version that we were doing, which is, because it's a strong hip opener, so roll the thigh open, bend at the knee. But if you can, it's like a gentle, try and do it as a gentle transition. So you can bend the standing leg and touch the toe down before you release the other hand. And then reaching overhead. So have a little go.
Emma, what are we doing with the hand that's coming back? Is it just palm to the sky?
Yeah, so then it's reaching up and over. It's like a stretching out. So it's your own expression. It's like a back bend, but with the top arm is just raised. It's not touching the behind you. So bend that back knee. That's it. Yeah. And then lift your hips, lift your chest, and you want to sort of drop the left heel down. I think you're up on your toes. Other one, is that? Yeah. Yes. That enables you to lift your hips. Well done, Kate. Well done, Nicola. It's strong on the arms, and be careful of the transition as well when you come back round. Do you want to have a go on the other side? So you want to lift your hips. How are we doing, Alison?
Really careful with my ankles, that's why.
Yes, okay, fair enough. Well, then maybe just do as we were doing before, because I know your wrists are a bit sore as well, aren't they? So it's quite intense. So Kate, you want to roll your chest open a bit more, rather than your arm was directly up. You want to do this kind of arc when you go over. Wild. So you. I'll do it the other way, I don't know if it's easier to see. So then you lift your hips, reach behind you. So pushing through the outside edge of the right foot, lift your hips. And then come back over. It's strong through the spine, the shoulders. Well done. Just rest in child's pose. Well done, Alison. Good effort. How are you getting on, Ian?
All good, thank you.
Good.
That's excellent.
Did you attempt?
You know I can do it. Yeah, I'm lucky. I've got a bit of arm strength.
Yeah, good. Well done. Okay. So we're going to do that little sequence again, and you can go into Wild Thing or you can skip it and just do the open hip version. So coming up into Down Dog. You're going to lift the right leg up, lower the left heel. So roll the thigh under you first, point the toe, three-legged dog, and then roll the thigh out, bend at the knee. If you want to take Wild Thing, and go. And then roll back round. Lift back up into three-legged dog. And then bring the right foot between your hands, feet hip distance apart, come up into high lunge. Take the twist, so right arm goes back, left arm forward. And then bring the hands back down, step the right foot back, Down Dog. Take 2 breaths. Inhale, three-legged dog, left side. So firstly point the toe, roll the knee, so it points down, and then roll the knee out, bend at the knee, point the left toes, go into Wild Thing. If you can do it, press the hips up, open, great. And then rolling back round, use your core. Brilliant. Into Down Dog. Then lift the leg, come into high lunge. The left foot forward, high lunge. Lift up through the back thighs, sink the hips, and then take the left arm back, right arm forward. Shoulder blades down your back, squeeze your core. And then bring the arms overhead, step back into Down Dog, and then come into Child's Pose. Okay, then coming up onto your knees. So, knees hip distance apart, tuck your toes under. We're going to come into supported camel. So, again, being conscious of the lower back. So you're going to place the heel of your hand into just onto your sacrum or the top of your buttocks, fingertips pointing down, far up the legs, so you want to squeeze the legs as if they're coming towards each other, and then lifting the chest, So feel that lengthening through the core, squeeze the core, lift the pelvic floor. Start to draw, as you draw your elbows towards each other, lift the chest, start to, or you can keep looking forward if you want to, but start to lean back slightly. So we don't want to press the hips forward, it's just more trying to keep the thighs level, so hips above knees, lean back a little. Draw the shoulder blades towards each other, elbows towards each other, and then inhale, come back to upright, flatten the feet, sit down. So if you've done a back bend, you don't want to immediately go forward, just let the spine settle a little. Is everyone all right with this? Just, if it's too intense, take care of your spine. So we just let the spine settle a little, and then come to, oh actually, we're going to lie down, but we're going to have a go at shoulder stand. So you want to have your towel so that when you lie back, the tops of your shoulders are on a towel. So if it's about an inch thick, that'd be good. Or you can, even if you don't have that, you can roll your mat a little bit. But you want your head off the towel and your shoulders on it, because it gives a little bit of extra length through the cervical vertebrae. And if you don't, I'll take my ponytail out. So firstly, just hug your knees in. And then lift your legs up, bring your hands to the floor, arms straight. And it's like a little rock. So firstly, if you flex your feet, before we go out, you're just going to push through your forearms and palms and push your heels up. So it's like a little action of squeeze your core and lift the hips, like little pulses of the hips off the ground. Activate the core here, and then if you can, you can roll your, so squeeze the legs. You can bend your legs if you want to, but roll your hips up so that you can then get your hands to your sacrum, fingertips pointing down towards your bottom. This might be enough, if that's enough, but always pay attention to your neck. If there's any pinching, so on, if you can, you're going to keep the legs strong and start to walk your hands up your spine. And if that feels all right, you can start to, we call it a froint, like a point and a flex. So really pushing through the soles and the heels of the feet. Keep the legs really active to keep them light. Squeeze the hips, lift the pelvic floor. If you can, get your hips more above the shoulders. So it's like pressing the hips forward. Well done. Then if you can come into plough, otherwise mistake, which is to let your hips come back a little towards the mat and then bring your toes behind you if they'll touch. When we're in these positions, don't move your head. So keep your head where it is. If you want to rest your arms down, palms along the mat. This is Halasana, plough. It's a lovely stretch for the spine. And then we can go into Padasana. If you want to bend your knees, this is like you muffle your ears. Knees come to your ears. Keep the arms resting along the ground. Okay, then coming back out of that, keep squeezing the legs to the midline. You can bend them a little. Have your hands pressing down and slowly come out of it. So don't let your legs ping. So you can bend your knees, bring your feet to the floor. Okay, just rest there a moment. And Now if you want to just put one more roll or roll up a little bit more of that towel and then lie back across it. So you kind of want it just by your rib cage, just sort of at the bottom of your rib cage, and lie there, allow yourself to roll back over it so you can get your shoulders down. If you keep your knees bent, feet wide, and knock your knees together, and then just arms out to the side, palms up. Okay, and then roll. I might want to lift my hips, but roll to the side, take your towel out, and then lie back down so the spine is flat. Take your feet wide, take your arms wide, palms down, and then just roll your knees to the right, look over to the left. On the next inhale, lift the knees up to centre. Exhale, lower them to the left, look over to the right. And again, inhale, lift the knees, lower them to the right, look to the left. Inhale and drop the knees to the left again, last time. And lift your knees up, come into happy baby. So heels lifted, take the outside edge of the feet, lift the heels, take them apart, and then draw the thighs either side of the rib cage. Trying to lower the small of your back towards the mat. You can rock here a little. Okay, then lower the feet down. Lift the right leg up. Take your hands to the back of the thigh. Straighten the left leg along the mat if it feels good. Keep that leg active. Then inhale, lift your head and chest. Slide the hands up to the calf. Draw the leg towards you. Push through the heel. Press your lower back into the mat. And now we're going to, so this, you've got the action of stretching the hamstring, which is to pull the leg towards you. But then actively now press into the hands, so that traction should press the lower back a little into the mat, so helping just to stretch the lower back a little, so pushing the leg into the hands. And then bend your knee, lower your head and shoulders, release that leg down. Lift the left leg. Hands behind the thigh, flex the foot, straighten the right leg if it feels good, and then inhale, Lift head and shoulders, slide the hands up to the calf, push through the heel, draw the leg towards you. Really feel that hamstring stretch, drawing the leg towards you, and then reverse it. Press the calf into your hands. Feel the lower back pressing into the mat, and then exhale, bend at the knee, lower the foot down, and come into Shavasana, relaxation. So put something warm on. You might want to, because we've worked the spine, you might want to put a cushion under the backs of your knees. Just going to let the dog out. Okay, now. Take you through a little meditation. So bringing your attention to your breath, just acknowledging how your body feels right now. So noticing where there's space, noticing if one shoulder or one side of the body feels different to the other. And just maybe making little adjustments. Using your body awareness to settle the body, to bring balance. Start to bring your attention to the feeling of your skin. So imagining that it's a cold but bright sunny day, and wherever you have exposed skin, imagining that wind blowing across you. And you're at the beach, so you can taste and smell the salt in the air. You can feel the moisture as it prickles your skin. You feel the coldness in the ends of your fingertips. Draw on your gloves. You tuck your face into your scarf and you feel the softness of it. You feel the hat that protects you from the wind howling around your ears. You look straight in front of you. You're the only one on this beach. Waves are furious. You see the white horses. You hear the crashing of the waves. You feel the spray in the air touch your face. You hear the crackle of it as it lands on your coat. Every part of you feels alive. You feel the vastness of the ocean, expanding sky. And the movement of the heavy clouds above you. You feel connected to the earth. You can feel that swirling nature around you, tugging at your clothes, lifting your hair. You feel the sharpness of the cold air as you inhale it. Every breath that you take in, you feel the lungs expand. You feel that space in your chest. You feel the vibration of the sea through the soles of your feet. Stand there with your legs apart, your arms wide. Feel the sand sucking at your boots. And then you close your eyes. And all your senses come alive. You feel how small you are in this, but how immense the energy is around you, through you, lifting you up. You feel your own power alongside the power of nature. Starting to bring your awareness back, moving fingers and toes, taking a nice long stretch, and then when you're ready, rolling onto your right side for a moment. Eyes closed, push yourself to a seated position facing me. Inhaling deeply, exhaling completely. Bring your palms together at your heart center, lowering your head.